Here we are going to talk about skip level meeting. In this session, we will look at why we need skip level meetings to be organized in our organization. What is the process of conducting a skip level meeting? And finally, while doing so, what are the few critical points which we should remember to actually be effective in conducting skip level meetings? The concept of skip level meeting is not something new. It has been conducted in many organizations across the globe for decades now. Why we need skip level meeting can be best understood if we read this quotation from General Powell. The main reason why we need skip level meeting is to establish a communication between the leaders, the generals, or the higher level managers, the HODs, with the foot soldiers or the grassroots level workmen. As he rightly says, the day the soldiers stop bringing you their problem is the day you have stopped leading them. So, to ensure that all your grassroots level employees, associates, workmen, they have a platform to actually voice their problems or for you to understand what is going on a daily basis. And that is the main reason of conducting skip level meetings. Skip level meetings help you understand the organization from the ground up. Let us now look at why we need skip level meeting in some more details. Skip level meetings help you to find out how your managers are really doing beyond what they tell you. It will help you to gather first hand information of what is going around in the department or in the organization. It will help you to gather the real pulse of the people at the grassroots level. Based on the skip level meeting which you had, you can give feedback, you can give insights, you can give information to your manager and help them and their teams to improve, help the manager to see the blind spots, and also help the manager to become an effective leader. Since you get the pulse on what's happening on the front lines, and especially when the layers in between are removed, you get the real sense of what is going around in the place. You get the real organizational culture issues. You really understand what is that which is going and affecting the performance or the culture or the discipline or the communication and so on and so forth. One of the most important reasons why skip level meetings should be conducted across the organization on a regular interval is that it builds trust with those at the lower levels of the organization so that they stay engaged and feel contributing to the organization, because skip level meeting is a two-way communication. And in the whole process, skip level meetings help you to build a stronger organization, a much more aligned organization, and a much more integrated organization. Once you have understood and got the feedback, got the information through your skip level meeting, it will help you to dissect the information to understand where the dysfunction is. Is it a role dysfunction? Is it a structure dysfunction? Or it is a trust dysfunction? Where the communication lags are happening. Is it insufficient communication or is it distorted communication? Basically, it will help you to find out where the confusion or the entropy is within parts of your organization. Finally, holding a skip level meeting clearly demonstrates that you are personally value everyone in your organization and in a scalable way. It is an element of felt leadership. A skip level meeting is simply a meeting where a manager's manager meets directly with employees without that manager in attendance. The term skip level, as it clearly shows, is a meeting where a higher level manager skips over his or her managers to meet face to face with the employees to discuss various business related issues rather than relying on the manager's feedback only. When a level 1 manager in this organogram meets the level 3 employees without the level 2 managers who are there in the organogram in between, is called a skip level meeting. Let us now discuss what is the process to be followed in skip level meeting. Generally, an invite is sent a week or so in advance. It can be an email, or you can call the group of employees and tell them that there's going to be a skip level meeting. But an invitation is essential. Once the meeting is conducted, then you actually make a minutes and make action plan as soon as possible. Just after the meeting is conducted, you share the action point which has been discussed and agreed with HR, and within a reasonable period of time, but not later than 3 months, what is the update on the action point which was discussed and decided should be communicated to the employee concerned. The first step of a skip level meeting is to send a formal invite to the participant at least 1 week prior to the scheduled date of skip level meeting. It can be a formal email or a verbal communication also would do. Step 2 would be to actually conduct the meeting and record the feedback. The meeting agenda essentially should be an introduction, then the introducing the meeting and talking about the purpose of the meeting. And if this was the first meeting, uh, take the actions into consideration, or the third point, if it was a repeat meeting, review the action of the last meeting, have an interaction question answer sessions, then decide on the next step, and finally close with a formal thank you to all the participants. The third step, the action planning step, is very important. During the meeting, you document the discussion points in a prescribed format. This format would be provided to you. Ensure that the action planned and communicated are achievable. To overpromise and underdeliver is destructive. So be very cautious on to the points you're responding to and the commitments you're making to them. Ensures that each concern has an owner and a due date. Finally, step 4, the report progress step. Remember, this is perhaps the most important step in the process. If actions are not followed up, mistrust and cynicism can easily fester, leaving participants in an impression that nothing ever happens as a result of these meetings, and that would be the end of your skip level meetings in the organization. To have an effective skip level meeting, it is important to remember the flow of interview. And what I will discuss with you is a scheme. Using this scheme will allow you to manage the flow of conversation from light, safe topics to more sensitive and revealing topics. This phase is more of an icebreaker to understand and ease the atmosphere between the interviewee and the employees whom you are going to interview. So you start with the biographical data exchange. You tell them about yourself, your career, your education qualification, your family background, and so on and so forth, and also let the participants share theirs. So in the process, you come to know each other and ease the relationship for the interview to progress well. Once you're over with the biographical data, the next phase is to get into individuals and their jobs. These questions are designed to give inputs on the employee's feeling and understanding of their jobs. Also, this phase may provide an opportunity for them to disclose their aspirations, frustrations, and satisfactions with their job. You may also get into what they feel they could do more. You can get into probing what excites them, what sort of training they would like to undergo, what sort of job enlargement they would look forward to, and so on and so forth. The third level of questions are about organization and management. Perhaps this is a very sensitive phase in the interaction, and we need to handle this with lot of care and sensitivity. This phase is designed to gather data about the leadership styles under which people work, including the amount of feedback and the leadership they receive, the coaching they undergo, the training opportunities they get. This phase of questioning will often provide employees an opportunity to talk about the obstacles in the organization that prevent them from doing their jobs more effectively. As a result, it will bring forth many suggestions from the grassroots, which will give a positive change in the organization. Taking a cue from the previous slide, a skip level meeting can be broken down in three stages. The first stage is a stage of curiosity. In this stage, you establish the connection and learn about each other's personality. Actively listen by going beyond words to their body language, tone, and intent. These are few suggested questions. How would you describe yourself? Talk about past work, family, and education. What's the most valuable about the work they do? What extreme frustration they face in their job? What is the most meaningful person in his life and why? What do they enjoy working with? What does learning mean to you? The biggest struggle so far, what did they learn? How do they find traveling to work every day? So on and so forth. This is a stage of ice breaking and establishing a rapport. Once you have built a rapport from the first stage, the stage of curiosity, you come to the second stage with the stage of learning. This is where you start getting insights into that person and the organization or the team. We need to be flexible in our thinking without being biased. Take time to process the information and try to infer patterns from these discussions. These are the few suggested questions. How do you feel about your work? How do you contribute to decisions in the team? What do you like about your role? How do you see yourself as a part of the team? What are some issues that bothers you recently? What's the biggest value you bring to your team? What connection of your work it has to the goals of the team or the organization? What is the most important thing in your life right now? How do you invest in your learning? What's the biggest mistake you have made recently and how did you cope with that? You can even ask, can you tell me one person you look up beyond your team from other teams or functions or in the organization and why so? And so on and so forth. Stage 3, or the final stage, is the stage of trust. After multiple conversation and interaction, when people see that you are truly care about their well-being, there's a shift from answering questions to seeking answers, openness to engage and share without apprehension. At this stage, you seek honest feedback. Ask how you can do better. What should you do more? Start doing or stop doing to enable them to do their work better. Mind you, don't get defensive or try to explain if you get some critical feedback. Simply hear them out and chew on the information later. We must remember some must do's while conducting a skip level meeting. The number one and the most important is that keep the employee supervisor in the loop. Offer information about your own goal and ideas. And remember that not everyone will open up, and that's okay. Must do's. Number one, don't make the meeting too formal. Though there has to be a formal invitation, I would say that it's a quasi formal meeting and maintain that formality with touch of informality. Once you have decided to conduct skip level meetings, maintain continuity. Schedule skip level interviews on a weekly or bi monthly basis and continue with that. Remember that skip level meetings are to ensure a free flowing two-way communication. So, meetings should be in a closed office to facilitate an honest dialogue. A skip level meeting is a quasi structured, quasi formal interview, but still we need to have a time limit for such interviews. 30 minutes is supposed to be an optimal time. However, it will depend on the size of the group and the level of managers you're interacting with. The effectiveness of a skip level meeting depends on the quality of questions. Since this is a two-way communication meeting, it is important to remember that questions should be open-ended to drive fruitful discussions. Before I end this session on skip level meeting, there are a few points to remember. Basis the discussion, or if an issue is raised during the meeting, if it can be resolved within the span of control of the manager who is conducting the meeting, should close it during the meeting itself. This will generate a huge amount of trust in the manager and also in the process of skip level meetings. Managers should never make promises they can't keep in a skip level meeting. So the manager conducting the meeting need to be extremely careful about making commitments. A skip level meeting should never be clubbed with any form of performance review meetings. Don't go into questions or areas or topics which you don't plan to do anything about. For example, don't ask about satisfaction with pay and benefits if you are at least not being open to look at it. Once the meeting is completed, please do provide some level of feedback to the manager received from his or her direct reports, but ensure to maintain confidentiality and certainly don't name names. Thank you for attending this session on skip level meetings. Like any other process, the more you practice, the more an expert you will become in conducting skip level meetings. I urge you to move forward and conduct your first skip level meeting. Please don't forget to share your insights and feedback with your other colleagues, your HODs, or your unit heads. Also, please send in your feedback to us at HR. Thank you so much.